Let me thank India Foundation for inviting me for such an interesting conference. To start with, just now Chair has alluded that technology is essentially becoming a very important tool at the hand of the terrorist organizations. But at the same time, one must understand that technology is a double-edged sword, and even a state which has got tremendous amount of capability and potential to use technologies to handle the threats of terrorism. So what I intend to do today is that I am trying to look at the technological dimensions from the both perspectives. Maybe my major focus would be on state, how it could be useful for the state to use technologies. Just to take you into the past, if you try to look at the development of a technology, say around 100 years back, we had hardly people used to live less than 50 years of age. There are 95% of the people, the births were taking place in the houses. You had very few cars. Even few years back, maybe a few decades back, I can say, the then director of IBM has said that the world could withstand maybe maximum 5 supercomputers. So that's the way people were trying to use or look at technology. And today you all understand, I may not explain it to you that where we stand today. So what I'm trying to argue over here is that technology has leapfrogged and emerged as an important tool to address terrorism. However, blind investment in technology is definitely not important. And what is important is that we need to look at the technology from the perspective of a threat and a need. So when we are talking of a terrorism, just to put it in context, what is the nature of a threat? We are talking of a terrorism as one of the most important or the most significant threats in the present era. We all understand that the way terrorist organizations are operating is instantaneous and unpredictable, and that's where I think technology makes a major input both from a terrorist perspective as well as from the state's perspective. What is important, I think, even in today, we need to understand that times and political environment does shape the concept of a terrorism. Why I'm harping on this point over here is that because your usage of a technology will also depend on the time and political environments. So when I'm talking of a technology, technology is both boon as well as a bane, both from a perspective of a state as well as from a terrorist organization. Now, what are the advantages to modern terrorists? I think definitely technology gives a great help. In the era when ISIS is using technology left, right and center, we all understand. I'm not going to labor much on this issue. But the point over here is that a lot of educated people, people from affluent parts of society are joining terrorist organizations. And that is what is giving an edge to the terrorist organizations also, who once in a time were thought fighting only from the chaos of Afghanistan. No longer the situation is there like that. But statistically, one must understand that even if we talk of a modern technology, still terrorists perform guns and bombs only. So when one looks at various aspects of a terrorism and how terrorist organizations are using technology, the key focus, I can even go to an extent of saying I do not have a data, but roughly speaking, more than 90% terrorist organizations are still using guns and bombs. But what is important is that they're using guns and bombs and other means more innovatively. We all have seen what happened in 9/11. From that aspect, one can get back to what has happened few years back into Germany and in parts of France also, where even a truck was used as a terror tool. So when one is looking at a technology, it's not a very high-flung technology. More importantly, what one must understand is that terrorist organizations are using the available technologies or available units of technology more creatively. So the challenge is, what is the advantage the terrorist organizations are having right now? As Chair has already put it across, that IT has become a major source as far as terrorist organizations are concerned. So today we are staying in the era where cyber is the key. We all understand that cyber is not only becoming a medium, but it has become a stage for doing terrorist acts. Today we can see live YouTube videos or other activities also which have been done by the terrorist organizations, where they are using the technology to make it sure that the audience gets attracted towards it, and almost one can say like a cricket match or a football match, in lifetime they are doing the acts of terrorism. They are using technology, particularly the cyber tools, for various things, right from financing to propaganda to recruitment. Dark web has already been mentioned. Technology as solution to nation states, I think one must understand that states are generally, as far as terrorist organizations are concerned, more rich in form of technological inputs. There is a thin line today between what is a non-military threat and a military threat. So gone are the days where states were slightly confused of whether to use all out technological inputs which they are having, or I can say that various platforms which are there with them. So today one must understand that we need to develop a technology from a threat perspective instead of getting into a larger debate over here. At times what I am trying to say is that states are found using technology and other tools which are available, which one could find as a technologically, and it's failure of a technology, no issues, which can find technology and other tools more conservatively. However, terrorists are challenging the existence of a state, and it depends on whether we can really do a good response. Actually, what I am trying to show over here, unfortunately the projector has gone, I am going to do a case study where United States have used technology for killing of Osama bin Laden. Because I feel that until and unless you do not go all out into addressing the threat of the terrorism, you can really never get a success. So as far as this operation, Operation Neptune Spear was concerned, we all know that the aim was to kill Osama bin Laden. The actors were Al-Qaeda vis-a-vis the US Commando forces. The methodology was of a surprise attack. Mode of attack was aerial ingress. Target, it was a 3-story house in a military township. It was a 40-minute operation. It was executed almost flawlessly, barring few glitches here and there. We all know that the US SEALs were engaged into all these activities. The end result was what was envisaged. They wanted to capture and kill Osama. That's what they had achieved. So as far as the target is concerned, the target was a very interesting target. It was a 3-storied building. They had really identified, I got a screenshots over here, they have really identified how the things were done. But one must understand that as far as killing of Osama or capturing of Osama was concerned, there was always an argument that because of the US over-dependence on technology for all these years, they were not able to pin down the position of this one terrorist. And to a larger extent, it was a correct argument. Interestingly, the first lead which was there as far as capturing of Osama was not because of a technology, but rather lack of a technology. Because it was found by the people that there is a particular house where nobody is using any sort of a modern technological gizmos like telephones or mobiles or internet. And then they subsequently did more amount of investigation over there, and then they realized that this is one person who must be staying over here where he is not using any sort of a technological means. So it's not a presence of a technology, but more absence of a technology which gave a lead. As far as role of a technology in this entire operation was concerned, there were a lot of platforms which were used. There were space technologies which were used, there were jamming technologies which were used, and subsequently even to do a DNA analysis and other things, biotechnology also was used. So the argument over here is that state has got good amount of capabilities at its disposal, and when a particular threat is there, one should not shy away from using these sorts of things. As far as platforms are concerned, various types of aircrafts were used in various activities, from transport aircrafts to helicopter aircrafts to combat aircrafts to UAVs. All sorts of systems were used. Essentially, if you can recollect the entire operation, idea was to reach a particular location where Osama was staying without getting detected. So naturally, various aspects as far as hiding from detection, hiding from radars and other technologies. I got all those operations which are there on the slides, unfortunately, which I can show it over here, that which are the platforms here. So one can really say that stealth aircrafts were used. Subsequently, for interceptions and for suppression of enemy air defenses, there were a few fighter aircrafts which were used. There were aircrafts which were used for the purposes of intelligence gathering and reconnaissance purposes. Then there are a few other aircrafts which were used for the close coordination, for close air support and other operations. I am not getting into the details of it. Then there are a few other UAVs which were used. Particularly they were fitted with motion picture video capabilities, and we all have seen that almost in a real time, US President was able to witness the entire operation. So from that perspective, one must understand that how a detailed technological investment into all these activities was done. As far as space technologies are concerned, I will not highlight the actual satellites over here, but all these satellite systems were used for the purposes of reconnaissance, communication, navigation, and intelligence gathering. For electronic warfare, one is not very sure about it because most of these things which are constructed over here are based on the information which is available into the media. But there are certain indications that even electric supply was cut off. As far as biotechnology was concerned, it was used, as I already mentioned, to understand the iris, the fingerprints of a particular individual, facial scans, and subsequently even DNA matching was done. The other technologies also were used in these operations like helmet mounted video cameras, so on and so forth. So the basic argument over here is that Osama operation or Kill Osama operation was a result of successful and imaginative use of technology which was available at with the state. So technology handling essentially is the key. I think I will not labor much on this over here. But which are the critical technologies which are being studied today from a perspective both to remain prepared for a conventional warfare, at the same time to remain prepared both for asymmetric warfare. I have highlighted few technologies and the byproducts on the slide over here. Particularly, there is more need to invest into technologies, the sensor technologies and electronic technologies for this purpose. The most debated technology from the perspective of terrorist organizations right now is unmanned vehicles. Much is being talked about UAVs, but there are techniques and technologies available in form of underground vehicles which could be used on land as well as in the seas also. Then there are software tools which are being used like social network analysis and few other software tools which are also being used, and they come very handy. Then there are concepts of wearable technologies. One must have heard about concepts like Google Glass, where one can really see at the back of what is happening. I think as far as anti-terror operations are concerned, these are very important tools. Non-lethal weapons, again, very important segment as far as addressing threats of terrorism are concerned. There are a lot of technologies which are over there. Right now, you've got lasers, you've got acoustic systems. Even India's agency DRDO has invented something called chili weapon when one is using chilies which are found into northeast part of India as a tool. So technologies for the future, one can really give a long list. Here I have identified few technologies from biotechnology, nanotechnology, spy satellites, internet in the next era, cognitive sciences, man and machine interface. Handling technology, particularly in the area of cyber, one must understand that defensive and offensive techniques both are required. So in the end, I will only say that technology plays a crucial role, but has limitations too and should not be considered as a final answer. It is possible to negate the technological advantages by a terrorist also by using technologies. Technology in isolation will not give results. New technologies needs to be inducted. This entire process is going to be a dynamic process. One need to cater for general purposes as well as mission specific technologies. And in the end, I will say that technology is important both for fighting as well as for peace building. Thank you.
Thank you.